I think we're all absolutely clear that the system as it is and business as usual and fiscal policy as it stands, we can't continue with business as usual. We need radical changes to the economic system. We need changes to the way that we value our society. And we crucially need to change where the money is going and be putting large-scale investment into things that deliver public good, not private profit, but public good.
Oil and gas is, they would say, is based, it's supply and demand. Who's demanding it? We are with our cars. People expect their gas-fired boilers, the central heating. It's all demand-driven. So until we're prepared to rethink the way that we live, the system will not change. You know, there's a symbiosis there between the capitalists, as it were, providers, and we who demand these products and services.
I mean, it's really difficult, right? If you know, the industry says, well, people demand it. People demand petrol for their cars. They demand gas for their houses. They demand it, so the people want it. We must deliver. But what's the alternative at the minute? You know, none of you as individuals, unless you have the ability, which is a privilege, the financial ability to live off grid, you can't make that decision on your own to say, well, actually, I don't want gas coming down this pipe into my house that's connected to my cooker and connected to my heating system. I want to turn that off and I want to open the tap that comes from renewables. I mean, that's just not an option.
The really important thing is making spaces for these kind of ideas to be talked about and for them to actually be put into practice, which is going back to the idea of the People's Assembly, and actually that people from all different walks of life have lots of really creative and interesting ideas about all the different ways we could change things, but we're not really given that choice.
We don't all have to play the same part. So some of us, Friends of the Earth, for example, we'll be doing research and policy work and looking at the solutions and coming up with the things that we want to see, but those are not made politically palatable, if you like, if it's not for people like you all getting in touch with your representatives or taking to the streets or demonstrating. So there's a range of tactics. There's a whole different set of people in that and we all have different roles to play.
I think one of the key things about moving this forward for Extinction Rebellion, but for all of us in here, is to provide political cover and political cover for Nicola Sturgeon. When they were trying to do the first of those days in Edinburgh, where they had pedestrianised the city centre, this was an irate spat on Twitter. Someone saying, "It is my human right to drive my car between the south of Edinburgh and the north of Edinburgh." And these are the people that get on to the local councillors, who then get a little bit scared and then think, "Oh, geez, I better back off." So I think providing cover for that, to say, okay, for the couple of folk that are doing that, or the group that are doing that, there are more of us out here saying, you've got to go faster and further.
Because Scotland keeps touting itself as world leaders on climate change, because it's got some slightly more ambitious targets than everywhere else, we feel it's really important that even though we're a small country and a drop in the ocean in terms of carbon emissions and all that, but actually the world is looking to us, and this will be the baseline for what their legislation should be.